Hello, our team members are 志远文、彭章、浩一流、金月和 and 可君珠. Next, I'm going to introduce this part of me. The development of Hong Kong's foreign trade has gone through several stages. The first stage was Trade Trade. In 1841, the British occupied Hong Kong and established it was free trade port. The second stage is Hong Kong's international aviation centre, the world's largest air cargo hub. Hong Kong is not only the hub of Southeast Asian aviation, but also the transit point and the bridge of China political, economic, and cultural coast abroad. Hong Kong International Airport is one of the best equipped, busiest, and the most efficient airports in East Asia. International financial center, Hong Kong is the world's third largest financial market, the world's fifth foreign exchange trading center, the world's fourth large gold market. Fourth, as an international information center, Hong Kong is an international trade center, an international financial center, and international shopping center. The modernization and internationalization of Hong Kong information system is an important prerequisite for Hong Kong to become international information center. About 400 well-known multinational companies use Hong Kong as their company center in Asia and the rest of the world.
Hello everyone, I will discuss the role of the exhibition industry in Hong Kong. Exhibitions have proved to be an excellent way to promote individual business and collective trade. The essence of an exhibition is an activity in which companies display goods and services to buyers or the competitor. And this activity is also open to the public. As a city, Hong Kong has an impressive network of exhibitions and conferences. In addition, Hong Kong is also the preferred city for hosting large-scale international conferences and exhibitions in East Asia. Hong Kong has not only won a reputation for its exhibition industry, but also plays an important role in Hong Kong's economic growth. According to the statistics of the Hong Kong government, the exhibition industry created 77,000 jobs in 2016, accounting for about 2.1% of Hong Kong's GDP. And this number is gradually increasing every year. On the other hand, the exhibition in Hong Kong has attracted many overseas consumers. In 2018, near 40,000 companies held exhibitions in Hong Kong, attracting about 1.9 million visitors, about one-fifth of the total population of Hong Kong. Many visitor companies use Hong Kong not only as a hub, but also as a place to showcase brands that will later be sold in the Chinese market, especially in the clothing industry. It has attracted many consumers from inland China to visit and buy. According to statistics, Hong Kong received more than 58.4 million tourists in 2017, of which 44.4 million were from Chinese inland. More and more consumers are gathering in Hong Kong because of the exhibition, which has also led to the economic development of other industries in Hong Kong. For example, tourism, catering, and hotels. The development of the exhibition industry will help Hong Kong create a favorable environment for foreign trade and more opportunities for economic development. That's all. Thank you.
Next to the main feature of Hong Kong as a logistics hub, Hong Kong is a free trade zone established by the Chinese government. All products enjoy zero tariff and import and export, and foreign goods are exempt from tariff when entering and leaving the port. It can be refitted, processed, stored, or sold in Hong Kong. Thus, the cost of goods is reduced. 2. Hong Kong has supervisors geographic advantages. Hong Kong is located in the southeast of China to the east of the Pearl River estuary and adjacent to Guangdong Province, Oceania, Europe, and America import and export goods from China, many of which pass through Hong Kong. Hong Kong has a competitive infrastructures. It can considered one of the most efficient and organized cities in the world. And for example, the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center holds many international exhibitions every year, attracting commodity producers from all over the world. It also has Hong Kong International Airport, the busiest international cargo airport in the world, and the fifth busiest containers port after Shanghai, because Hong Kong is adjacent to the mainland of China and has a perfect transportation systems. China's commodity exports can be sold to all parts of the world through sea, land, and air transportation. Hong Kong implements one country, two systems, and has a high degree of autonomy. The Chinese government strongly supports the construction of a free trade port in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a hub for the sale of goods on China's mainland market. As a factory of the world, many imports and exports of goods need to go through it. Next to the characteristics of deep water ports, Hong Kong has many ports. For example, Victoria Harbour is a natural deep water port. The port has vast water within an average depth of 12 meters. It is convenient for large cargo ships to enter and leave. The bottom of the mud is free of silt and can accommodate up to 500,000 large ocean-going vessels at the same time. Therefore, it is convenient for the replenishment and berthing of cargo ships in various countries. Hong Kong has a warm climate. The port is ice-free throughout the year, and the ships are free to enter and leave. At the same time, it ensures the stability of port shipping. There are also many natural and artificial harbors and sunken shelters in the port so that ships will not be attracted by wind and waves.
And a growing number of Western companies are using Hong Kong to showcase their products. There's 5 reasons to explain. First of all, Hong Kong is a free trade zone in which imports and exports of goods can be safely landed, processed, manufactured, or reconfigured, and re-exported without interference from the customs authorities. These conditions give Western firms an edge. For example, by importing products to Hong Kong for packaging and advertising, Hong Kong has positioned itself as one of the world's major trading economies. The second reason is Hong Kong has shown great resilience in past economic crises, and continued economic integration with the mainland has benefited Hong Kong and enhanced its economic strength. The third one is Hong Kong is an ideal platform to do business in Asia. With no tariff, limited consumption tax, and good geographical location, Hong Kong's strong rule of law and respect for property rights make it a strategic platform for Western companies seeking to do business in the region. The fourth reason is the capital account of Hong Kong can be fully convertible. Foreign exchange transaction without any restrictions. Property, securities, gold, and silver can be bought and sold without any restrictions. The fifth reason is a strong and regulated financial sector, a free press, free flow of information, no tax rate, and a simple tax system, a management talent pool with international experience, convenient transportation, proximity to major markets, and dense network of service companies are among the advantages of doing business in Hong Kong.
Now look at what the challenges are for Hong Kong to continue to the world's largest trading economy. The Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, together with Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Singapore, is one of the lead regularized distribution centers with a central position in the production and distribution chains in East Asia. I think the biggest challenges Hong Kong faces as a free trade area is the multilateral trading system, is the WTO. The greatest purpose of the WTO is to make trade flows as freely as possible. The most important purpose of the WTO is to allow trade to flow as freely as possible without negative effects. And that means removing barriers and this means ensure that individuals, companies, and governments know what the rules of the world trade are, and they are assured that there will be no sudden changes in policy since the end of 2001. The WTO has only made substantial achievements in a few areas. And the province of relaxment inevitably affects the WTO. The first is the Doha round. The negative matches. The Doha round is of great satisfaction to the WTO. As countries turn to recognize trade agreement negotiations, they will be even less willing to opt for the complex Doha round. And the advantages of regular agreements of the members of the agreement will lead to the shift of the center of gravity of members of the WTO. When recognized agreements bring more defense and are easier to each, WTO members are bound to shift their attention from multilateral trade to regional trade, which will affect the sustainable development of the WTO. And first of all, consensus as the fundamental process of multilateral decision making matches cannot be changed because it threatens to large extent the democratic nature of WTO decision making and the interest of make matches. That's all.